celebrate Hellenism. We support Greece. The American people love Greece, and we are one people. And there are a few people in Greece that try to make noise about it, but there's no noise. The American Greeks love Greece, and the Greeks, 99% of them love the American Greeks. So we're here to celebrate on everybody's behalf, and I look to spend more time in Greece in the future.
Mr. Katsimatidis, what's the dream now with the new Republican administration and Hellenism and the United States, the relationships and everything?
I believe that President Trump loves Greece. He's appointing Kimberly Guilfoyle as ambassador, and she loves Greece. She loves the Greek dancing. She loves the Greek food. She loves the Greek people, and I look forward to her taking that position.
What's the dream of Mr. Katsimatidis for Greece? What he wants to see Greece doing? What is your dream?
I love Greece. I mean, every time I go to Greece, I have tears in my eyes, and I feel my Greek blood. I feel my forefathers watching down on me, and I just want Greece to survive as Greece. My only objection to anything that goes on is I do not believe Greece should be invaded by too many people. I want Greece to be for Greeks, not for...
Will Mr. Katsimatidis and his descendants continue to fight for Greeks and the causes of the Greeks?
Absolutely. 100%.
It's never going to stop, right?
It's never going to stop.
Thank you. Είμαστε εδώ με τον κύριο Σερέτη, μέλος του Διοικητικού Συμβουλίου της Ομοσπονδίας Ελληνικών Σωματείων. Κύριε Σερέτη, δύο λόγια για τη σημερινή εκδήλωση και τις προσπάθειες που κάνατε όλο αυτόν τον καιρό.
Κοίτα, με όλη την προσπάθεια που κάναμε, το αποτέλεσμα θα φανεί και φαίνεται. Έχουμε μεγάλη παρουσία από πολιτικούς, από celebrities από Ελλάδα. Μαζέψαμε και κάναμε τη δουλειά που χρειάστηκε για να μαζέψουν τα χρήματα, για να είμαστε καλυμμένοι και για του χρόνου για την παρέλαση. Πρέπει όλοι να είμαστε μαζί και να υποστηρίζουμε την Ελλάδα, να μην έχουμε προβλήματα μεταξύ μας. Είμαστε ένα έθνος. Ζήτω Ελλάδα, ζήτω ο ελληνισμός, ζήτω η Αμερική.
Κύριε Κουρκουμέλη, δύο λόγια για τη σημερινή εκδήλωση. Είστε ένθερμος υποστηριχτής των ελληνικών εδώ πέρα εκδηλώσεων και οτιδήποτε ελληνικό. Δύο λόγια για τη σημερινή εκδήλωση και για την 25η Μαρτίου.
Είναι πάρα πολύ ωραία, πολύ όμορφα. Βλέπουμε φίλους εδώ που έχουμε να τους δούμε πολύ καιρό. Είναι μία από τις πιο όμορφες εκδηλώσεις που γίνονται στο ελληνικό χώρο. Είναι πάρα πολύ ωραία. Εύχομαι και του χρόνου να είμαστε εδώ. Και κάθε χρόνο.
Ένα όραμα για τον ελληνισμό.
Ο ελληνισμός το όραμα είναι να ανθίζει, να προχωρεί και να κρατάει τα ελληνικά ήθη και έθιμα. Αυτό μόνο. Τα ελληνικά ήθη και έθιμα θέλουμε, τίποτε άλλο.
Κυρία Νιώβη, για άλλη μια φορά είστε παρούσα στη συγκεκριμένη εκδήλωση. Δύο λόγια για τον ελληνισμό, δύο λόγια για το όραμα προς τον ελληνισμό.
Είμαι πάρα πολύ χαρούμενη για άλλη μια φορά που γιορτάζουμε την παρέλασή μας. Χρόνια τώρα ετοιμάζουμε τα παιδιά μου κάθε χρόνο με τις σημαίες μας, με τις στολές τους, δινόμαστε τσολιάδες και είμαστε πολύ ευγνώμονες και στην Οργανωτική Επιτροπή που κάνει αυτό το έργο. Και φέτος, όπως οριμάζει αυτός ο θεσμός, για πρώτη φορά συνεισφέρω και εγώ κάπως, συνεισέφερα φέτος στο journal της παρέλασης και βέβαια θα παρελάσουμε και οικογενειακώς, στηρίζοντας την παρέλαση Ομογένειας Νέας Υόρκης, στην οποία είμαστε πάρα πολύ χαρούμενοι.
Κύριε Τσιβίκο, πρόεδρος της ΑΧΕΠΑ, για άλλη μια φορά σε αυτή την εκδήλωση, δύο λόγια για την 25η Μαρτίου, για το τι γιορτάζουμε, για τη συγκεκριμένη εκδήλωση και για το όραμα το δικό σας και της ΑΧΕΠΑ.
Η ΑΧΕΠΑ ακόμα μια φορά είναι στην πρώτη γραμμή, όπως κάνει για τα τελευταία 103 χρόνια. Είναι η φωνή της ομογένειας και η γέφυρα με την πατρίδα, μεταξύ Αμερικής και της Ελλάδος και της Κύπρου. Είμαστε πολύ υπερήφανοι γιατί σήμερα γιορτάζουμε την μεγάλη εξέγερση του έθνους, η οποία πρέπει να σας πω ότι ήταν ένα γεγονός από τους Έλληνες της Διασποράς. Και νιώθουμε διπλά υπερήφανοι γιατί συνεχίζουμε ακόμα τον αγώνα, γιατί το έθνος ακόμα απειλείται από τον ίδιο εχθρό. 50 χρόνια μετά η Κύπρος παραμένει κατεχόμενη από την Τουρκία και το δικό μας το εθνικό καθήκον παραμένει πολύ σπουδαίο και πολύ σημαντικό, ειδικά εδώ στην Αμερική που παίζει ένα καθοριστικό ρόλο. συνεχίζουμε όλοι μαζί ενωμένοι δυνατοί.
Ποιο είναι το όραμα? Το όραμα, η ελεύθερη Κύπρος.
Το όραμα είναι ο ελληνισμός και οι ελληνικές αξίες να είναι πάντα ψηλά, να διασφαλίσουμε τα εθνικά μας δικαιώματα και ναι, η απελευθέρωση της Κύπρου παραμένει το πρώτιστο μας θέμα, γιατί δεν μπορεί να υπάρξει ομαλοποίηση των σχέσεων της Ελλάδος με την Τουρκία εφόσον παραμένει μια ανοιχτή πληγή, και αυτό είναι η κατοχή της Κύπρου.
Δύο λόγια για τη σημερινή εκδήλωση. Είμαστε με την πρόεδρο της Ομοσπονδίας Ελληνικών Σωματείων, την κυρία Νομική Καστανά. Δούλεψε σκληρά για την παρέλαση και για ό,τι γίνεται. Δύο λόγια για την Ομοσπονδία, για εσάς, το όραμά σας.
Νομική Καστανά λέγομαι, είμαι συμπρόεδρος της παρελάσεως και πρόεδρος της Πολιτιστικής Επιτροπής.
Πάμε από την αρχή, δεν το κρατάτε, το κρατάω εγώ, έτσι είναι το σωστό.
Νομική Καστανά λέγομαι, είμαι πρόεδρος της Πολιτιστικής Επιτροπής για την Επιτροπή Παρελάσεως. Οργανώνουμε μια σειρά πολιτιστικές εκδηλώσεις και τιμής ανεξαρτησία. Επίσης μια έπαρση της σημαίας στην Πλατεία Αθηνών και μια άλλη κεντρική πολιτιστική εκδήλωση με διαλέξεις. Όλα αυτά για να ενθαρρύνουμε τον κόσμο, να ξυπνήσουμε αυτό το πατριωτικό αίσθημα που έχουμε για την πατρίδα μας, για την 25η Μαρτίου και για την παρέλαση, το αποκορύφωμα αυτής της εβδομάδας που θα είναι η παρέλαση αύριο. Και εδώ ο ελληνισμός, η ομογένεια, η καρδιά τους χτυπάει ελληνικά και κάθε χρόνο προσπαθούμε αυτό για να το μεταφέρουμε και στην επόμενη γενεά. Και γι' αυτό θα ήθελα απλά να σας πω χρόνια πολλά. Ζήτω η Ελλάδα, ζήτω και η ομογένεια και καλή παρέλαση να έχουμε. Κάνετε.
Όλα ωραία. Έχουμε την τιμή να είμαστε με την κυρία Χαλκιά σήμερα και θέλω να μου πείτε δύο λογάκια για τη σημερινή εκδήλωση, για τον ελληνισμό, για την παρέλαση και για το όραμα για το μέλλον.
Η παρέλαση είναι σημείο αναφοράς εντάξει, η εθνική μας επέτειο πάντα στο εξωτερικό και δει στην ομογένεια και στην Αμερική. Είναι μια παρέλαση καταπληκτική, είναι απίστευτα συγκινητική. Πιστεύω ότι κάθε Έλληνας που ζει στην επικράτεια την ελληνική πρέπει οπωσδήποτε να δει την παρέλαση μία φορά στη ζωή του τουλάχιστον στην 5η Λεωφόρο και πραγματικά είναι το κάτι άλλο. Νομίζω ότι είναι λίγες οι στιγμές που έχουμε και είναι τόσο συγκινησιακές και τόσο οι Έλληνες να νιώθουμε μια γροθιά πραγματικά.
Ποιο είναι το όραμά σας για το μέλλον του ελληνισμού?
Θα ήθελα να νιώθουμε και να έχουμε ένα σκοπό και ένα στόχο και θα ήθελα, το ζητούμενο είναι η ομόνοια. Όταν έχουμε ομόνοια και αγάπη νομίζω τα πάντα μπορούμε να πετύχουμε ως Έλληνες και ως άνθρωποι με συναίσθηση και ιστορία και παρόν και μέλλον.
Είναι μεγάλη τιμή μου σήμερα η πρόσκληση σήμερα να γιορτάζουμε εδώ με την ομογένειά μας την επέτειο της Ελληνικής Επανάστασης. Εύχομαι πραγματικά η ευημερία για όλους αυτούς τους ανθρώπους που σε ένα πολύ κρίσιμο σημείο του κόσμου έχουν πετύχει πάρα πολλά πράγματα. Η δύναμή τους είναι και δύναμη για την Ελλάδα. Το Πασόκ πιστεύει στην ομογένεια και νομίζω ότι η προτεραιότητα της επόμενης κυβέρνησης του Πασόκ είναι να επενδύσουμε στη γλώσσα μας. Κάθε παιδί, κάθε εγγόνι, κάθε δυσέγγωνο ενός Έλληνα μετανάστη να μιλά τη γλώσσα μας και να πιστεύει στον πολιτισμό μας.
Ποιο είναι το όραμά σας για το μέλλον του ελληνισμού? Γιατί όλα τα κόμματα, αυτό περιμένουμε να ακούσουμε από τα κόμματα και δεν το ακούμε πολλές φορές. Το όραμα, το βασικό όραμα.
Η Ελλάδα και γενικά η Ευρώπη είναι σε μια δύσκολη συγκυρία. Πρέπει να εργαστούμε όλοι πάρα πολύ, να αυξήσουμε όλους τους συντελεστές ισχύως της χώρας. Τη δημογραφία της χώρας. Θέλουμε ένα καλύτερο δημογραφικό. Την οικονομία της χώρας. Χρειαζόμαστε μια πιο ανταγωνιστική, βιώσιμη οικονομία. Να μειώσουμε τις ανισότητες. Η ακρίβεια έχει αυξήσει τις ανισότητες στην Ελλάδα. Και επίσης πολύ σημαντικό είναι να υπάρχει σταθερότητα στην ευρύτερη περιοχή. Και αυτό σημαίνει ότι η Ευρώπη πρέπει να κάνει βήματα. Κοινά εξοπλιστικά προγράμματα, ευρωστρατό, ζητήματα κοινής άμυνας, ώστε και η Τουρκία να γνωρίζει ότι δεν μπορεί να υποτιμά και να υπονομεύει τα κυριαρχικά δικαιώματα και της Ελλάδας και της Κύπρου.
Excuse me. Go to the side. Sorry, excuse me. Coming through.
First of all, I want to thank Peter Vlidas for all the arrangements that he has made with the Evzonins, and we appreciate it very much, Peter. And let us give a round of applause to Peter. But we are very honored and proud to have the Evzonins from Greece, and let us welcome Konstantinos Pousis, who is the commander of the Evzonins. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Konstantinos Pousis.
Η μακρόχρονη ιστορία της Προεδρικής Φρουράς ξεκινάει από τη 12η Δεκεμβρίου του 1868 με τη σύσταση ενός μάχημου και ταυτοχρόνως τελετουργικού τμήματος, ονομαζόμενου Άγημα. Η σύσταση του τότε αγήματος είχε ως σκοπό την παροχή ενός υψηλού επίπεδου εκπαίδευσης στους διακριθέντες για την άρεστη επίδοσή τους, η οποία θα λειτουργούσε ως πρότυπο για τον ελληνικό στρατό. Έκτοτε, και ανάλογα με το πολίτευμα της χώρας, έχει λάβει διάφορες ονομασίες, όπως Ανακτορική Φρουρά το 1914, Φρουρά της Σημαίας, Φρουρά του Μνημείου του Αγνώστου Στρατιώτη, και από το 1974 και έκτοτε, μετά την αποκατάσταση της Δημοκρατίας, φέρει το όνομα, όπως και σήμερα, Προεδρική Φρουρά και έχει ένα καθαρά τελετουργικό χαρακτήρα. Η αποστολή της Προεδρικής Φρουράς είναι η 24ωρη τιμητική φύλαξη του Μνημείου του Αγνώστου Στρατιώτη με δύο σκοπούς, η 24ωρη τιμητική φύλαξη του Προεδρικού Μεγάρου πάλι με δύο σκοπούς και η τιμητική φύλαξη της πύλης του στρατοπέδου κάτω από οποιασδήποτε καιρικές συνθήκες. Η έπαρση και η υποστολή στον Ιερό Βράχο της Ακρόπολης την Κυριακή, κάθε Κυριακή και τις επίσημες αργίες, η υποδοχή αρχηγών ξένων κρατών καθώς και ξένων πρέσβεων κατά την επίδοση διαπιστευτηρίων στον Πρόεδρο της Δημοκρατίας, η απόδοση τιμών στην αυτή εξοχότητα του Προέδρου της Δημοκρατίας και τέλος η συμμετοχή τμήματων των Ευζώνων σε εορταστικές εκδηλώσεις τόσο στο εσωτερικό όσο και στο εξωτερικό της χώρας, όπως βρισκόμαστε εδώ με 18 Εύζωνες. Η Προεδρική Φρουρά έχει στη στολοθήκη της 8 στολές, 6 εκ των οποίων βλέπετε τώρα εδώ μπροστά σας με τους Εύζωνες. Η στολή του αξιωματικού, η οποία έχει επιρροές από τη στολή των οπλαρχηγών της Επανάστασης και φέρεται σε επίσημες εκδηλώσεις και παρατάξεις. Η στολή του οπλίτη, η οποία είναι άρρηκτα συνδεδεμένη με τη στολή των αγωνιστών του 21, φέρεται και αυτή σε επίσημες τελετές και παρατάξεις, καθώς και από τους σκοπούς Προεδρικού Μεγάρου και Μνημείου του Αγνώστου Στρατιώτη, τις Κυριακές και τις επίσημες αργίες. Ο μπλέου ντουλαμάς, ο οποίος είναι ο χειμερινός ντουλαμάς, είναι η στολή του Μακεδονομάχου, είναι πιστό αντίγραφο του Παύλου Μελά, φέρεται κατά τη χειμερινή περίοδο. Ο χακί ντουλαμάς, ο θερινός ντουλαμάς, φέρεται κατά τη θερινή περίοδο, είναι η στολή που φορέθηκε από στους Βαλκανικούς αγώνες μέχρι και το έπος του 40 και είναι η θερινή μας στολή. Η κρητική στολή, η οποία φέρεται σε επίσημες εκδηλώσεις και παρατάξεις, καθώς και την επέτειο την ημέρα ενσωμάτωσης της Κρήτης με την Ελλάδα. Δύο σκοποί Κρήτες, μαζί με τους σκοπούς τους κανονικούς, φυλάνε στο Μνημείο του Αγνώστου Στρατιώτη εκείνη την ημέρα. Η ποντιακή στολή, η οποία και αυτή φέρεται σε επίσημες εκδηλώσεις και παρατάξεις, και αυτή φέρεται επίσης σε ημέρες μνήμης, στην ημέρα μνήμης της γενοκτονίας των Ποντίων. Από το 2018 και το 2019 εντάχθηκαν στην φρουρά άλλες 2 στολές, η Θρακιώτικη και η Αιγαιοπελαγίτικη, οι οποίες φέρονται κατά περίπτωση σε ημέρες μνήμης και τιμής. Οι Εύζωνες είναι οπλίτες θητείας, οι οποίοι κάνουν 9 μήνη θητεία και η εκπαίδευσή τους είναι ιδιαίτερα επίπονη, είναι ιδιαίτερα απαιτητική και έχει στόχο την οικοδόμηση της αντοχής και της ακρίβειας μέσα από την υπηρεσία τους. Μαθαίνουν οι Εύζωνες κατά τη διάρκεια της εκπαίδευσης το σώμα τους, φτάνουν στα όρια τους και μαθαίνουν να ελέγχουν νοερά το σώμα τους. Για να γίνει κάποιος Εύζωνας πρέπει να είναι Έλληνας χριστιανός Ορθόδοξος. Πρέπει να έχει ύψος 1,87 και πάνω και να έχει άριστη ψυχοσωματική κατάσταση. Η στολή των Ευζώνων φέρει κάποιους συμβολισμούς με το χρώμα τους, όπως το κόκκινο που συμβολίζει το αίμα που χύθηκε σε όλους τους απελευθερωτικούς αγώνες, το άσπρο, το λευκό, που συμβολίζει την αγνότητα των αγώνων για την ελευθερία, το μαύρο, το πένθος για όσους χάθηκαν για την πατρίδα και το γαλάζιο που συμβολίζει τον ουρανό και τη θάλασσα της Ελλάδας μας. Σας ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ που με ακούσατε.
And now Gerinia Opera, under the direction of Konstantinos Yannoulis. round of applause for Garinia Opera and Konstantinos Giannoudis. We have over 500 people here. I welcome you to this beautiful location to celebrate Greek Independence Day, to celebrate 204 years of our independence. At the same time, we are commemorating and paying tribute to the heroes of 1821. We also have to remember, as American citizens, we'll always remember, while we are celebrating our 204th anniversary, and in this room, we have the greatest organizations of our community. We have to remember that 36% of Cyprus is occupied. Hagia Sophia, our cathedral, has been turned into a mosque. We have to remember the human rights in Albania. We have to remember the violations in the Aegean. And we have to remember why we are here and why we are marching tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a beautiful day. And I want you to know that there is over 200 participants, 52 floats, and we're expecting more than 100,000 people on 5th Avenue tomorrow, beginning 1:30. We are very blessed tonight, and I want to thank His Eminence, Archbishop Elpidophoros, His Eminence Metropolitan Chrysostomos. This is an unbelievable turnout. So let us begin with some of the greetings from our political friends that are here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give our attention first to Senator Richard Blumenthal, who came all the way from Connecticut to be with us. Senator Richard Blumenthal.
To all of you who will be out marching tomorrow, it will be a beautiful day, and I am grateful for this opportunity to be with you tonight to celebrate not just Greek independence, but the great friendship and alliance of the United States of America with Greece. We are strong together. We need Greece as an ally more than ever before. And we need to support Greece in that effort with Cyprus. And to all of you who are here tonight, I just want to express my gratitude for your commitment to the principles of freedom and democracy which are threatened around the world. Greece stands as a beacon of democracy and freedom, and the United States of America can learn from Greece as an ally and friend. Thank you for having me tonight. Thank you all for being here. Great day tomorrow. God bless our great country. Thank you.
Greek Americans, whether we are Republicans, Democrats, Independents, or Liberals, or Conservative, we support people that support Greece and Cyprus. Richard Blumenthal is a prime example. Let me bring up for a quick greeting also, I just saw him walk in. Ladies and gentlemen, Congressman Menendez, the name is familiar to all of you. He became a second term. Congressman Menendez from New Jersey came all the way from New Jersey to give a quick greeting.
Thank you, Philip. If all the members of the House delegation would like to come up just to streamline this, we'll help move it forward. But thank you, Philip, a longtime friend. It's great to be with so many of you today to honor Greece's independence. As the senator said, as we look back in the incredible relationship between the United States, Greece, and Cyprus, we must also look forward to the challenges that remain. We know that we want to continue to build and strengthen the relationship between the United States and Greece, but we also want to have a united Cyprus that's free from any foreign occupancy now and forever. We want to have a Cyprus that every Cypriot can take their child and grandchild to their ancestral home. That is the fight of today. That is the fight of tomorrow. And we will remain at it for however long it takes. It's a privilege to represent New Jersey in the House of Representatives. It is a privilege to be a friend of Greece and Cyprus. Thank you all so much for having me this evening.
From Flushing, New York, representing St. Nicholas and the whole big area of Greeks, Congresswoman Grace Meng is here with us.
Thank you so much, Christopher. Thank you so much to our ambassador, Nasika, to His Eminence, LP DeForest, to all my colleagues in government. It's such an awesome opportunity for us to gather once again to celebrate Greek Independence Day. I'm Congresswoman Grace Meng from Queens, New York, proud to represent areas like Flushing, Bayside, in Washington, D.C., and it's great to see so many of my constituents and friends here celebrating Independence Day. I want to thank our host, the Federation of Hellenic Societies of Greater New York, as well as our Grand Marshals for tomorrow's parade. I want to join everyone in recognizing and thanking our friend and the chair of tonight's gala, Phil Christopher. Philip, without you and your family, this gala and the parade would not be possible. Your advocacy for the American Greek and Cypriot communities has made such a positive impact on New York City and our country, and we're grateful for your advocacy, not just within the Hellenic community, but with all communities to help all of us fight together. I think Ambassador Nasika was here tonight as well. We were just together in Washington, D.C. She hosted an event for Greek Independence Day, and it was packed wall to wall. So it was very exciting to be here, and I want to thank her for coming to my district last year as well. I was privileged to introduce her to many of our local Hellenic leaders and visiting schools like St. Nick's and enjoying Greek food together. Members of the Greek and Cypriot American community here in New York truly represent the best of what makes the U.S. Hellenic relationship so special. People-to-people ties and the shared values that bind our nations together. Those values are the cornerstone of the theme of this year's gala. Greece, the birthplace of democracy. The Greeks were the first to put people at the center of decisions about their own government. That's what democracy is all about. Everyday people should have a say in decisions the government makes about our lives. And as our world confronts new threats, the U.S. Hellenic relationship is more important than ever. It makes both our nations and our world safer, stronger, and more prosperous. As a member of the bipartisan Hellenic Caucus, and you see up here both Republicans and Democrats working together, we will continue to work with members from both parties to strengthen this relationship through economic, energy, and defense partnerships in the Eastern Mediterranean. We must also safeguard the foundational values on which the U.S. Hellenic relationship is built. I'm disturbed and concerned by Turkey's recent actions to crack down on political opposition, court Hamas, and seek sanctions relief. We cannot close our eyes to these developments. I will continue to strongly oppose any effort to carelessly provide sanctions relief or to sell F-35s to Turkey, especially given this recent bad behavior. In the 50-plus years since the start of the occupation of Cyprus, we must also continue supporting efforts to strengthen Cyprus's position in the Eastern Mediterranean. So on the 204th anniversary of Greek Independence Day, let us remember the sacrifice of the Greek people who fought for freedom and recommit to the values of democracy and representation that inspired our own, right here in America. And I wanted to take a point of privilege to invite all of my colleagues in government my colleagues in Congress to present a proclamation in honor and in gratitude of Philip Christopher. At the end, when everyone speaks.
Just kidding. I'm sorry. Move down at the podium. Move to the left. Move to the left. Move to the left. Need leadership. I didn't go to dress rehearsal.
Okay. We have to keep moving.
Keep moving.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have to keep moving. Next speaker is Congressman Mike Lawler. He's an unbelievable friend and an unbelievable supporter. Thank you, Mike. Come on up.
Thank you, Philip.
All right, Mike Lawler.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's great to be here tonight to celebrate Greek Independence Day and honor the remarkable contributions of Greek Americans all throughout our country, and especially here in New York. A big thank you to Philip and the Federation of Hellenic Societies of Greater New York for welcoming me and giving me the opportunity to stand alongside so many proud faces celebrating Greek heritage. As a member of the Congressional Hellenic Caucus, I'm committed to strengthening the partnership between the United States and Greece, two nations bound by a shared commitment to democracy, freedom, and human rights. During my first term in Congress, I was proud to support increased funding for international military education and training assistance to Greece, which helps build cooperation between our armed forces and strengthen our security ties. This collaboration is critical, especially with Greece's strategic position on NATO's eastern and southern flanks. As the chairman of the Middle East and North Africa Subcommittee, I've also been a strong supporter of our 3+1 framework that prioritizes U.S. collaboration with Greece, Cyprus, and Israel, and our shared commitments in the Eastern Mediterranean. And to be clear, as Grace outlined, we want to make sure that Turkey is held accountable. And though they be a NATO ally, that does not give them free rein. And to sell F-35s to them while they continue to engage in conduct that threatens Cyprus, that threatens Greece, that threatens stability in the Middle East, it is imperative that we hold them accountable. And I will continue to do that, especially in my role as chair of the Middle East Subcommittee. So I want to say again, a thank you to Philip, a thank you to all of you for being here. So many great Greek Americans, and I know I saw John and Margot Katzmatidis here tonight as well. So many great Greek Americans who contribute greatly to New York and to our country. God bless you. Enjoy the evening.
Our next speaker is a ranking member and former chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee. He comes from Queens. He is the best friend of our ambassador, George Sounis, and he's somebody that really stands up for Greece and Cyprus. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Gregory Meeks.
Thank you, Phil. I also want to give that shout out to someone who I'm very proud, who served the United States and Greece well, and that's Ambassador George Sounis. You know, for a millennia, Greece has given so much to the entire world in philosophy, in science, in architecture, in art, in culture, and oh yeah, most importantly, in democracy. And so I'm glad to be able to celebrate Independence Day. But you know, we can never take anything for granted until everyone. Because, as they said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And so we've got to stick together to make sure that those who don't believe in democracy as we do don't win. And I can tell you as the former chair and now ranking member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, which means it is very significant because I'm one of the 4 people that if there's any weapons sold anywhere, they have to initially come through us. And I can tell you that the F-35s will not go to Turkey. We're going to make sure that Greece continues the strategic advance that it has. It is our shared values, values of liberty, values of freedom, values of equity, and values of democracy that makes us together so that in Washington, D.C., in this world that we're living in, and when people look at the Congress as divided, you can see my colleagues as Phil stand, whether you're a Democrat, whether you're a Republican, whether you're an independent, we stand with Greece. God bless you. Democracy all the way.
A round of applause for our members of Congress. Oh, I'm sorry.
The Greek. Don't forget the Greek.
We didn't finish yet. There is someone here, a young girl that started with us back a long time ago as a member of the New York State Assembly and has risen in the United States Congress now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our own Congresswoman Nicole Maliotakis.
Good evening. Thank you, Phil, for that wonderful introduction. Thanks to my great colleagues here in Congress. As was mentioned, we are Republicans and Democrats who stand with Greece, we stand with Cyprus, and we are only working to improve and strengthen that important relationship. I want to thank our ambassador, George Sounis, who has done a wonderful job representing our country in Greece. Thank you, George, for your service. Ambassador Katerina, who's done a beautiful job representing Greece here in the United States. We also have my 2 good friends here, New York State Assemblyman Michael Tenisis, as well as State Senator from Rhode Island, Lou Raptakis, who is the chair of the World Hellenic Interparliamentary Association, which is an important group that brings the diaspora from all across the world together, representatives that we have of Greek descent who are representing different nations, and they work to improve their country's relationship with Greece. And also my good friend, a former colleague, Carolyn Maloney. And Your Eminence, thank you for blessing us today. In the next few weeks, myself, Mike Lawler, we will be leading a delegation of members of Congress to Greece, where we will be not only meeting with Prime Minister Mitsotakis and the defense of Greece, but we will also be visiting Suda Bay. And this is so incredibly important for members of Congress to recognize the important strategic relationship when it comes to our military, when it comes to security, when it comes to energy security between the United States and Greece. So we look forward to bringing people there so they can see firsthand not just the threats that are posed by Turkey, who has been aggressor in the region, but the great ally that Greece has been in defending democracy and defending Europe's security, which of course is the United States' security as well. I want to thank you all for being here today. I look forward to marching with you all tomorrow. Zito Elas, Zito Ilada. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy your dinner.
Thank you. The members of the United States Congress, ladies and gentlemen, and of course Senator Blumenthal that came before. And let us give another round of applause to Carolyn Maloney, who is no longer a member of Congress. Hey, Bumbulina, Bumbulina, stand up. A round of applause for Bumbulina. And now let me bring for a quick greeting our state officials here. The Deputy Leader of the Democratic Party, Michael Janaris. A very quick greeting, Michael Tanousis and Senator Raptakis.
Χαίρετε φίλες και φίλοι, μεγάλη μου χαρά να είμαι ξανά μαζί σας και άλλο ένα χρόνο. It wasn't too long ago when I was the only Greek American elected in the state legislature, and now we are lucky enough to have 5, including my good colleague Mike Tanousis, who has the added advantage of being Cypriot American. I just want to say, it's no secret our politics in this country are very divided these days. But the one thing that always holds true is when people who are of Hellenic descent come together, we work together for the causes that are important to our community. Mike Tanousis, myself, Andrew Grunardis, James Skouvis, and John Lemondis are the state legislators of Greek descent. We always come together every year. We just had His Eminence, the Archbishop, with us last week to celebrate, to educate our colleagues about the issues that are important to us, and we will always work together for the interests of our community. In fact, right now we are working on, as we're closing the state budget, getting $300,000 for the Queens College Center for Hellenic and Byzantine Studies to keep that center open indefinitely into the future. So hopefully we'll have good news on that very, very soon. Philip will kill me if we don't get it done, so we're going to make it happen. Thank you all very much. Enjoy the parade. We'll see you tomorrow. Zito Ελλάδα, Zito η Κύπρο και Zito η Αμερική.
Well, good evening, everyone. So happy to be here with you tonight to celebrate Greek Independence Day. I look forward to marching tomorrow. And I just want to say, as we sit here another year, as many of you know, last year was the 50th anniversary of the invasion of Cyprus, which was special to me because my parents are actually refugees from Cyprus. Last year also was the year that myself and Senator Gianaris in the New York State Legislature actually passed a resolution acknowledging the invasion of Cyprus by the Turkish government, which basically did not go over very well with the Turkish consulate. But the reason I bring that up is even though this year is the 51st anniversary, we can never forget what occurred in Cyprus. We must continue the fight no matter who's in office, no matter for Democrats, no matter for Republicans. We need to be the loudest voices in the room. We will continue the fight. We will continue the struggle. Thank you all. God bless.
Thank you to everyone here. Ladies and gentlemen, to my colleagues in government here in the United States and to all my colleagues in government from Greece that made the journey to be with us, to share our values, especially as we're celebrating Greece's independence. And I just want to tell you something, how very important we are here in the United States. 47 Greek Americans elected to federal, state, and local offices. We have Connecticut leading the lead with 7 and New York with 6. Just in this area, we have 13 Greek Americans serving us proudly. And I think that's very, very important as we get a next generation to serve us proudly, ladies and gentlemen. Ένα μεγάλο σημαντικό που να είμαστε εδώ σήμερα απόψε να γιορτάσουμε την ελληνική επανάσταση. And let me tell you how close the United States and Greece are, ladies and gentlemen. Next year, Greece will be celebrating its 205 years, while our United States of America will be celebrating 250. So that's how close we are to everyone. Ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ και καλησπέρα σας και ζήτω η Ελλάδα.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for our state officials that are working very, very hard. So, are we ready for dinner yet? Let me just check and make sure. As you know, we have 3 Grand Marshals that we're going to be honoring tonight. We have General Popes, who is represented here by Colonel Katz. We have the President of Olympiacos, who's here with us, Evangelos Marinakis. And of course, the Metropolitan Chrysostomos of Patra. So, let us enjoy our dinner. Let me call Gerinia Opera back to play some music, and then we will move the program forward. Thank you all very much for listening tonight.
Your Eminence, distinguished guests, my fellow Hellenes, friends, I'm extremely honored and humbled by the extraordinary opportunity to serve as this year's parade chairman. The New York Greek Independence Day Parade is the largest parade outside of Greece. It took us months of planning, hard work, and dedication. I'd like to thank my committee members, co-chairs, volunteers, but all this would not be possible without our great leader, Mr. Philip Christopher. Please give this man a round of applause. In 2022, when he took over as chairman, there were many obstacles. We didn't have much time to plan. The odds were against us. We labeled the parade Mission Impossible. Well, Philip, this is Mission Impossible Part 3, but the movie went up to Part 7, so get ready for 4 more years. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in extending a warm welcome to a truly remarkable individual, a man whose character embodies the spirit of Philotimo and exemplifies the term axios. As former U.S. Ambassador to Greece, he played a crucial role in strengthening the ties between U.S. and Greece, fostering mutual understanding and cooperation. Without further ado, it's an honor to introduce my dear friend, George Tsounis.
Καλησπέρα, New York! When the United States stood up a government 249 years ago, it was based on the principles and the values that were born in ancient Greece. For the first time in history, people decided with a sense of self-determination by whom and how they will be governed. That was the genesis of democracy. It is only one of many debts of gratitude we owe Greece and the Greek people. Civilization, Western thought, mathematics, philosophy, maestro, Famagusta, Olympiakos are all Greek and are all axios. I'm so grateful for all of you for coming out today to celebrate the 204th anniversary of Greek Independence Day. We're proud of the freedoms that we have in Greece and the United States, understanding that not all people enjoy these democratic freedoms. And democracies not only give you greater freedoms, but they belong to countries that are more opportunistic, that give you the opportunity to succeed. They're a sense of meritocracy. Folks, no one is trying to move to North Korea, no one is trying to move to Venezuela, and I assure you Iran does not have an immigration problem. They're trying to move to democracies. They're trying to come to the United States, they're trying to come to Greece. And this is because of the principles that we have found. As we celebrate Greek independence today, I also want to talk to you about Kolokotronis, who was a George Washington of Greece. God signed for the freedom, and he won't take his signature back. Έλληνες, ο Θεός έγραψε για την ελευθερία μας και δεν θα το πάρουν πίσω. Now it's truly an honor to introduce to you my good friend and the Grand Marshal Evangelos Marinakis. Now, I'm a little embarrassed because we're the same age, and when I go through his accomplishments, I begin to look very small. Lloyd's of London lists him as one of the giants in the shipping industry. 150 vessels, public companies. He is a legend. Capital Group is one of the largest, most dynamic shipping companies in the world. And if that's not enough, he's a giant in football. He owns a team in Portugal. He owns the number 3 team in the Premier League in England, Nottingham Forest. That was at Wembley today for the FA Cup. And as he celebrated the 100th year anniversary of Olympiakos, 10 Greek titles,
4 Greek cups. The UEFA Europa Conference League Championship. The only time in 100 years that a Greek team has ever won that. And he was as proud when Olympiacos Youth won the UEFA Youth League. It was the first time any European team has won 2 championships in a year. Marinakis. He is a giant in media. His company, Alter Ego Media, was recently put on the Athens Stock Exchange. It was oversubscribed by 12 times. The stock has moved up about 15%. He's made some people money. It is the largest media company in Greece, but folks, he was the first Greek company to produce a show that was picked up by Netflix, Maestro. And to show you the character of the man, he produced Famagusta, shining a light on the atrocities that continue to exist in occupied Cyprus. So as we celebrate democracy and we celebrate Greece's independence, our brothers and sisters in Cyprus, 36% of the country is still occupied by an illegal invasion 50 years ago. This cannot stand. It is an unremitting tragedy. And Mr. Marinakis, thank you for shining a light on that. Zito Kipro, Zito Elada, Zito Ameriki. Ladies and gentlemen, the Grand Marshal of the 2025 Greek Independence Day Parade, my friend Evangelos Marinakis.
Your Eminence, if you can come up just for the picture, we would appreciate it. Yannis Strumbakis, please come up. Award. We have the sash.
No sash.
No sash?
Just give it to him.
Christiana, if we can get the award.
From the Federation as well.
A round of applause for our Grand Marshal.
I'm extremely happy to be with you tonight and once again visit United States and New York. There's a special feeling whenever I land in your beautiful country because you feel the action, you feel the democracy and how this country can help anybody who comes to work here, to make a career, to be able to use his talent, be useful, and go for the American dream or his own dream. It's really a very nice feeling, especially for the people that they like to work, they like to succeed, they like to do things for society, they like to do things for their countries. As far as we are concerned, of course, we are involved in shipping in most type of vessels, from tankers, containers, LNGs, LPGs, and carriers. And especially in the last years when we have wars and various geopolitical events, I think that shipping is extremely useful for the countries and very important. And of course, United States and here in New York has been a center of shipping during 50s, 60s and 70s. And I think that if the plans of Mr. Trump that wants to invest a lot heavily in the shipbuilding of your country and increase the fleet is something that I think that ourselves and a lot of Greeks and a lot of owners will be glad to do business again and again with the United States and try to develop the fleet. We have also a US listed company since 2007, and we carry LNG, and I think that this is also an important, it's very important for the United States to increase the quantities export of LNGs, and it's something that we are trying to develop over the years. Also, as far as media is concerned, we have more popular right now in the last years TV channels. We do some productions that make us proud, make our country proud, like the Maestro, and also we have here tonight the director and the writer of the script and one of the best actors in Greece, Mr. Christoforos Papakaliatis. And of course, I think that I felt that it was our duty to make a big production for Famagusta, because all these years we see various discussions, and unfortunately we haven't seen a solution since 1974 for Cyprus, and we thought that is very good all over the world to see what happened at the time in Cyprus, and to be obvious to all politicians that a solution must be found as soon as possible. As far as sports are concerned, of course, Olympiacos make all Greeks proud with the European Cups that we won last year, both with the men's team and with the youth team. And I think that it was very good for the country, very good for every Greek to feel proud, and also for the children of Greece to see that they can compete at higher level, they can be winners, and for us that was very important. Once again, I'm very happy being here and looking forward for tomorrow's parade, and God help us to be strong and healthy to be here next year again. All the very best.
Mr. Marinakis, I should tell you that the USA Cup champions are the New York Pan-Cyprian Freedoms. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Mr. Marinakis. I just want to, before we move forward, we have two members of the Greek Parliament that are going to give us a greeting. The first Vice President that represents the Parliament of Greece, Mr. Yorgandas. Where's Mr. Yorgandas? If you can come up and give us your greeting, this is the right time. Mr. Yorgandas. Mr. Yorgandas is the first Vice President of the Greek Parliament.
Σεβασμιότατοι, dear members of the Greek American community, dear friends, please allow me to speak in Greek. Με σεβασμό, με περηφάνεια και με συγκίνηση είμαστε σήμερα παρόντες εδώ οι βουλευτές απεσταλμένοι του Ελληνικού Κοινοβουλίου. Ήρθαμε όχι μόνο να γιορτάσουμε μαζί σας την επέτειο της Επανάστασης του 1821, ήρθαμε για να επιβεβαιώσουμε τη στενή σχέση ανάμεσα στους Έλληνες της Αμερικής και στη μητέρα Ελλάδα. Εσείς είστε η καρδιά του ελληνισμού, εσείς είστε η δύναμη του ελληνισμού σε αυτή τη σπουδαία χώρα. Η δικιά σας παρουσία, η δικιά σας δραστηριότητα, η δικιά σας δύναμη σε αυτή τη σπουδαία χώρα των ΗΠΑ είναι αυτή που δίνει δύναμη και στη μητέρα Ελλάδα. Αυτός ο σύνδεσμος και αυτή η σχέση υπήρχε πάντα και θα υπάρχει πάντα. Και να ξέρετε ότι αναγνωρίζετε αυτό από όλους τους Έλληνες. Αναγνωρίζετε το πόσο σημαντική δουλειά κάνετε εδώ. Και την κάνετε επειδή καταφέρατε να ξεχωρίσετε ο καθένας στον τομέα του. Και επειδή ξεχωρίσατε και γίνατε δυνατοί εσείς, κάνετε δυνατή και την Ελλάδα. Χρόνια πολλά σε όλους, χρόνια πολλά στους Έλληνες της Αμερικής, χρόνια πολλά στην ομογένεια παντού στον κόσμο. Να είστε καλά.
Also, I want to introduce to you another member of the parliament, and he happens to be president of PASOK, Mr. Androulakis. Please give him a round of applause.
Σεβασμιότατε, φίλες και φίλοι, είναι μεγάλη τιμή των Ελλήνων βουλευτών και εμένα προσωπικά που σήμερα γιορτάζουμε τα 204 χρόνια από την Ελληνική Επανάσταση. Μία επανάσταση που έκανε μια χούφτα Ελλήνων. Μια χούφτα Ελλήνων απέναντι σε μια πανίσχυρη αυτοκρατορία. Όπως και εδώ άλλωστε, στην Αμερική, που λίγα χρόνια πριν επαναστάτησαν οι ντόπιοι πληθυσμοί απέναντι στο Βρετανικό Βασίλειο. Πρέπει να θυμηθούμε τι μπορεί να πετύχει ο λαός μας όταν είναι ενωμένος και πόσα μπορεί να χάσει όταν επικρατεί η τοξικότητα και η διχόνοια. Πρέπει να θυμόμαστε την αξία του πολιτισμού μας, της γλώσσας μας, της θρησκείας μας, των αξιών των αρχών μας. Γιατί όλα αυτά έκαναν εκατομμύρια ανθρώπους σε όλο τον κόσμο να πιστεύουν ότι δεν μπορούσε να είναι υποδουλωμένη η μάνα του δυτικού πολιτισμού. Γιατί η μάνα του δυτικού πολιτισμού είναι η πατρίδα μας, η Ελλάδα. Θέλω πραγματικά να σας ευχαριστήσω γιατί όσο εσείς ευημερείτε, όσο καταφέρετε πολλά πράγματα, τόσο πιο ισχυρή γίνεται η Ελλάδα. Στο πρόσωπο όλων σας εικονοποιείται η δημιουργική πατρίδα. Η πατρίδα που μπορεί να ξεκινήσει από το μηδέν, με λιγοστές δυνατότητες και να πετύχει πάρα πολλά. Γι' αυτό πραγματικά είναι τιμή όλων εμάς σήμερα που γιορτάζουμε αυτή την ξεχωριστή επέτειο εδώ μαζί σας. Σας εύχομαι να είστε δυνατοί, σας εύχομαι υγεία σε εσάς και τις οικογένειές σας και πιστεύω ότι μπορούμε να γίνουμε ακόμη πιο δυνατοί και ως χώρα. Γιατί περάσαμε πολύ δύσκολα τα τελευταία 10 χρόνια με την οικονομική κρίση, με πολλά προβλήματα και πρέπει να εργαστούμε γιατί έχουμε πολύ μεγάλες προκλήσεις και στην Κύπρο για μια δίκαιη επίλυση του κυπριακού ζητήματος και στην Ελλάδα για να υπάρχει ένα μήνυμα απέναντι στην Τουρκία ότι δεν δεχθεί κανείς μας να υποτιμούνται και να υπονομεύονται τα κυριαρχικά μας δικαιώματα, αλλά και στην ίδια την Ευρώπη που πρέπει η Ελλάδα να έχει ένα πρωταγωνιστικό ρόλο, ένα ρόλο που αξίζει στο λαό μας, ένα ρόλο που αξίζει στην ιστορία μας. Να είστε καλά, σας εύχομαι και πάλι χρόνια πολλά.
The program is going to be, Gerinia Opera is going to play a few songs for us right now. A round of applause for Quiriña Opera, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats so we can finish our program. I promised everyone to make it very quick. This parade and this event would not have been possible without people that worked very hard. Can I get everybody to sit down and get your attention? Please. I know the bar over there is busy. We're going to close the bar down. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to our committee that worked very, very hard. Mr. Chairman, Yannis Troubakis, please come up. Our co-chairs, Dimos Yogis and Nomegi Gastana, please come up. George Agojamanis, Dimitris Palyuras, Peter Vlidas, Christos Rounnas, Stavros Papagermanos, Paul Kotronis, Aris Kourkoumelis, Peter Gerazounis, Tassos Karakouris. Please stand in the downstairs over here, please. Put everybody downstairs. Downstairs. Yeah, downstairs. Yes. Yeah. Dimitris Filios, Paul Makropoulos, Konstantinos Uranitsas with Peter Vlidas, Irene Stathatos, Aris Kourkoumelis, please come up. Here. Whoever I didn't call, please come up. Christiana, Vasilas, Stephanie Baboutskakis, Vasilis Eklezos. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are the people that Sofia Strumbaki. Did I leave anybody out? So, let's give a round of applause to our committee. And this committee, since October, has been sacrificing time, effort, to bring $500,000 so we can have this event and the Greek parade tomorrow. This would not have been possible without the blessing of His Eminence, Archbishop Elpidophoros, our Chairman Emeritus, John Gatsimatidis. John, as Chairman Emeritus, please come up. With my good friend, Lou Gatsos, another major benefactor. From New Jersey, New Jersey is part of this. Dimitris Gonias, our chairman for New Jersey. Dimitri, please come up. And Lou Gatsos, please come up. Lou Gatsos gave $20,000 for the breakfast tomorrow, and a benefactor as well. I want to thank the past presidents that are here. If I didn't call them, Dimitris Kalamaras, Yorgos Georgopoulos, and Klearthis Meimaroglu. Please come up. We are all united. No matter what anybody says, we are united for Greece, for Cyprus, for our national issues. We are united because we're Americans. We come from the birthplace of democracy, descendants of the birthplace of democracy, living in the greatest democracy in the world. And as Americans, we will fight for Cyprus and we will fight for Greece. Any other committee members that are not here, please come up. Leanthis Neymaroglou, Dimitris Kalamaras, Yorgos Georgopoulos, any other past presidents here? Dimosyotis, Nomiki Kastana, everybody's here. Now, we will be honoring our Grand Marshals. Our first Grand Marshal that we've chosen, a West Point graduate. His father fought in World War II. Ladies and gentlemen, stay here, stay here, stay here, stay here. You're not going anyplace. I'm not staying by myself here. So, ladies and gentlemen, General Popes could not be with us. But for those that thought that he didn't come for any special reasons, he sent his Chief of Staff, Colonel Joseph Katz. Colonel, you want to come up to receive the award on behalf of all of us. A round of applause for Colonel Katz.
Good evening and Kalispera. On behalf of General Andrew Pappas of the United States Army, I want to thank you for honoring our formations and warfighters in this year's festivities. General Pappas is a proud American of Greek descent, the first Greek American to reach the rank of 4-star general in the United States Army, and one of only 5 4-star generals leading your Army today. Specifically under his command falls the business of manning, training, equipping, and deploying a force of over 750,000 United States soldiers. And while unfortunately a conflict has prevented his attendance this evening, he's asked me to join you in his place and send his warmest regards to you, his friends and fellow public servants. Many of you have heard from him before as he's been active with the Washington Ohide Foundation, Heritage America, and Leadership 100, among others. This weekend we honor Greece's independence, its status as a valuable American strategic partner, and most notably as the very birthplace of democracy. Fortunately, we'll never know what kind of world we would have to live in today had your ancestors not had the foresight, wisdom, and strength to build a society where the people choose their nation's path. Ancient Greece ushered in a new era of civilization and inspired our founding fathers to build a new nation in its image. Greece and America have not only been beacons of democracy, but also examples to the world of what it takes to protect it. So General Pappas has asked me to remind you that as we celebrate the birth of democracy, we should also celebrate the birth of the idea that a citizen should fight, even be willing to lay down their own life if necessary, so that democracy lives on. General Pappas has given me a letter to read to you. To my friends at Greek Independence Day Gala, it's a great honor to be invited to join your celebration, and I regret that I am not there with you now. Thank you for allowing Colonel Katz to join you in my place. Like all our soldiers, he's an American patriot and represents all that's great about our Army. And I'm sure there are service members in your lives who do the same. Your family members who live to serve others, veterans who are leaders in our community, your neighbors who stand a little straighter, speak with confidence, and act with dignity because they have fought for our freedom regardless of their race, color, or creed. These are Greek values. These are American values. But most of all, they represent the best of humanity, which is all any of us can hope to do with our lives. Thank you for doing the same within your own industries and circles, and thank you for supporting service members who do what you do across the world. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your friendship, your support, and your leadership.
Thank you. Please go stay in the middle. Stay there, man. You know you're not finished. You're going to stand there like I'm standing. Your Eminence, you want to come up, please? And let's give the presentation that General Pappas deserves. Ladies and gentlemen, I want everyone to sit down and keep quiet. Now sit down and keep quiet and let's give some respect. Let's give a round of applause to our Grand Marshal General Andreas Popos, represented by Colonel Joseph Katz. Our next Grand Marshal is a Metropolitan, a very symbolic Metropolitan Chrysostomos of Patra. His Eminence will present him.
His Eminence Metropolitan Chrysostomos is the successor of Paleon Patron Germanos, who raised the flag of the revolution in Patra, March 25th, 1821. Welcome, Your Eminence. Συγχαρητήρια. Θα βάλει την ταινία.
Εδώ, επάνω σας.
Colonel, take your award. You have your award. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Metropolitan Chrysostomos.
Σεβασμιότατε Άγιε Αδελφέ, Αρχιεπίσκοπε Αμερικής κύριε Ελπιδοφόρε, λαμπρέ ηγέτη της Ελληνοορθοδοξίας στη μεγάλη χώρα της Αμερικής, ηγέτη πνευματικέ των Ελλήνων. Σας ευχαριστώ πολύ γιατί μου δώσατε την ευκαιρία μαζί με τους ομογενείς μας να είμαι απόψε εδώ και να αισθάνομαι ιδιαίτερα περήφανος και ιδιαίτερα συγκινημένος. Πιστεύω, σεβασμιότατε, πιστεύω αδελφοί μου αγαπητοί, όλοι όσοι είστε εδώ, Έλληνες αλλά και φίλοι των Ελλήνων, ότι είναι πολύ περήφανος ο Θεόδωρος Κολοκοτρώνης γιατί βλέπει όλα αυτά τα παιδιά του και λέγει άξιζε τον κόπο να αγωνιστούμε για να ελευθερώσουμε την Ελλάδα. Πόσο περήφανοι θα είναι όλοι οι ήρωες οι οποίοι έδωσαν το αίμα τους 400 ολόκληρα χρόνια και άναψαν τη σπίθα της Λευτεριάς το 1821. Αλλά, σεβασμιότατε, θεωρώ ότι θα είναι πολύ περήφανος και ο προκάτοχός μου Μητροπολίτης Παλαιών Πατρών Γερμανός, ο οποίος ύψωσε το λάβαρο της Επαναστάσεως στην Αγία Λαύρα και τη σημαία της Επαναστάσεως στην πλατεία του Αγίου Γεωργίου της Πάτρας και ξεσήκωσε τον ελληνικό λαό μαζί με τον Παπαφλέσσα και τους άλλους για να αγωνιστούν για την ελευθερία της πατρίδος μας. Και πόσο απερήφανος θα ήταν, σεβασμιότατε, και θα είναι αυτός ο δεσπότης, ο οποίος ανέλαβε και ένα άλλο ρόλο να μεταβεί στη Δύση ως πρέσβης της Ελλάδος, προκειμένου οι λαοί χριστιανικοί της Ευρώπης να βοηθήσουν στην Ελληνική Επανάσταση. Πόσο περήφανος θα ένιωσε όταν σας έβλεπε στο Λευκό Οίκο ως πρέσβη της Ελλάδος να συνομιλείτε με τον Πρόεδρο των Ηνωμένων Πολιτειών. Σας ευχαριστούμε για αυτό που είστε, για αυτό που κάνετε. Ευχαριστούμε όλους σας γιατί αγωνίζεστε για την πατρίδα μας. Εδώ απόψε είναι όλη η Ελλάδα, χτυπάει η καρδιά της Ελλάδος. Εδώ είναι Μουριάς, εδώ είναι η Ρούμελη, εδώ είναι η Ήπειρος, η Μακεδονία, τα νησιά μας, η Κύπρος, η Κρήτη. Εδώ είναι όλη η Ελλάδα. Σας ευχαριστούμε γιατί αγωνίζεστε για τα ιερά και τα όσια του γένους μας, για τη γλώσσα, για την παράδοση. Είσαστε άνθρωποι προοδευτικοί. Είσαστε ό,τι ωραιότερο έχουμε και γι' αυτό καμαρώνομαι για σας. Να είστε πάντα καλά. Ζήτω η Ελλάδα. Ζήτω η ομογένεια. Ζήτωσαν οι Έλληνες. Όπου και αν βρίσκονται, να είστε πάντα καλά. Ζήτω η ελληνική ομογένεια των Ηνωμένων Πολιτειών της Αμερικής. Χρόνια πολλά και εμένα. Σας ευχαριστώ πολύ.
Μια φωτογραφία με την Επιτροπή ολόκληρη. Ladies and gentlemen, please sit down. We have a couple more greetings and then we're going to have dancing. For those of you that are waiting for dancing, I'm going to get to the dance. Round of applause for our Grand Marshals and the Parade Committee. Yeah. The committee, please stay up for a minute. We have two honorary marshals that we want to honor. Two honorary marshals. The first one is someone that has made us proud as an actor and maestro, Christoforos Papagaliatis. Please come up. And the other one in Olympionikis, Spiros Dimas. Please come up. Tris φορές Olympionikis. I think Yana that really had to say a few words, otherwise she will kill me. Where is she? She's over there. Yana, you want to say a few words about Christoforos? Everybody watches Christoforos, and it's very important that Mr. Marinakis of Mega is the one that produced Famagusta and Maestro. You have 1 minute.
You could have said it.
I don't know what to say.
Good evening, everyone. Χρόνια μας πολλά. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, members of Hellenic Republic Parliament, and of course our government. Thank you for your service. All I can tell you is that tonight we celebrate many wonderful individuals, including an extraordinary talent. I'm sure all of you have seen his television series. He's a visionary storyteller, and his work has captivated audiences worldwide. Christoforos Papagaliatis is a multifaceted artist because he is not only an actor, he is a director and a producer. In our industry, that's considered a triple threat. With a career spanning over 3 decades, he began his career at 16 years old. His early success is in Greek television, and then moving on to internationally acclaimed films such as On, Worlds Apart, and the historical mega Netflix Maestro in Blue television series. His directorial achievements have garnered critical praise, with Worlds Apart becoming Greece's highest grossing film of the year and winning multiple awards at international festivals. In addition to his artistic excellence, Christopher's dedication to elevating Greek cinema on the global stage has made him a true ambassador of Greece and storytelling. Above all, Christopher is a humble, kind, and very talented human being. On behalf of the board of the Federation of Hellenic Societies and the Greek Americans, tonight we celebrate you, Christophore. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm round of applause for Christoforos Papagaliatis.
Thank you so much, Yana.
Round of applause for Miss Greek Independence and Christiana Vasilas. With the picture.
Thank you so much for tonight. Means a lot. Thank you. Wow, okay. Well, the Greek Americans from day one were very supportive with everything I've done. My career, starting from the movies and with Maestro in Blue, of course.
And I think that the relationship that we have built, it's like a family. So every time when I visit and when I'm here, it's always an honor. Thank you so much. Θα το πω και στα ελληνικά. Θα σας ευχαριστήσω πάρα πολύ μέσα από την ψυχή μου και όλα αυτά τα χρόνια η σχέση που έχουμε πλέον έχει γίνει οικογενειακή. Με όλους σας και από τις ταινίες όταν ξεκίνησα να ταξιδεύουμε στο εξωτερικό και φυσικά με το μαέστρο που χάρη σε εσάς ξεκίνησε το ταξίδι του στο εξωτερικό και φυσικά χάρη στο Μέγκα και στον πρόεδρο, τον κύριο Μαρινάκη. Και δεν έχω τίποτα άλλο να πω πέρα από ένα τεράστιο ευχαριστώ και πολύ μεγάλη ευγνωμοσύνη σε όλους σας. Σας ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ για απόψε. Να είστε καλά.
Please join our committee. And now, three-time Olympian, τρεις φορές Ολυμπιονίκης, Πύρος Δήμας. He doesn't need an introduction.
On behalf of the Federation, thank you very much.
Δεν θα σας κουράσω πολύ. Να πω ένα μεγάλο ευχαριστώ για την τιμή. Ευχαριστούμε πολύ την ελληνική ομογένεια για ό,τι κάνει για την πατρίδα μας και από εδώ μακριά. Ήσασταν πάντα δίπλα μου σαν αθλητής και θα ήθελα να μιλήσω όμως, να μην ξεχνάμε και την Βόρειο Ήπειρο, την Κύπρο μας, την Ελλάδα μας, τον ελληνισμό μας. Ζήτω η 25η Μαρτίου, ζήτω η Ελλάδα. Ευχαριστώ.
Έλα Πανάγο, η ευκαιρία της ζωής σου. Έχεις όλη την επιτροπή, κάνε φωτογραφίες, δεν θα δεχτούμε ποτέ, αλλά βγάζετε, anyway. A round of applause for our committee, the parade committee that did so much. And then I go to John Gatsimatidis, Chairman Emeritus. John, come up here for 2 minutes. Come on up. John Gatsimatidis, Chairman Emeritus. Without him, we've been doing this together for many years. And then the greatest organization, Greek American organization, is IHEPA. We have with us the chairman, Nicholas Karagostas. We have the executive director, Basil Mosaidis. And most important, the Supreme President, Savas, the traveling man, Civicus. Savas, you want to come up because you're going to give a greeting? John, give your 2 minutes.
Well, I guess me and Philip have been doing this for almost forever. We went to the Greek American Institute together in 1960s, and that's where I learned a little bit of Greek. But there's one thing everybody remembers. We're American citizens, but there's always the love of Greece in our heart. And I tell everybody, when I do travel to Greece and I hear the Greek music, I feel it in my soul. I feel it when I look up at the skies above Greece. I feel my forefathers, my grandfathers looking down on us. The American people will always make sure that Greece is always Greece, thousands of years old, and we're going to make sure it goes on for thousands of years more. Thank you so much.
And the Supreme President will have up for a short greeting. He told me he had already 5 scotches. I said, it's okay.
Before we Thank you.
Good. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Your Eminences, my friends, representatives of the Greek Republic. This young brother here, Philip Christopher, deserves a very, very loud and warm round of applause. Πύρο, πού είσαι ρε Δήμα, πού είσαι? Fellow brother Piro Dimas and the rest of the Grand Marshals, we thank you very much. On the eve of the Greek Independence Day parade, we pay tribute and we honor the memory of those who sacrificed their lives, the real heroes. So we are here today remembering them and be free. But as you know, we are in the United States of America and we have a double responsibility to continue holding the flag up high. We have a duty to remember those who came before us, fighting for freedom and living in this great country of the USA. At the time when Greece is being threatened on a daily basis, at the time when Cyprus is still occupied, we cannot, my friends, rest on our laurels. We cannot celebrate of the victories of the past, but we must think of the future. And we cannot forget the past, because if we do, we're gonna relive it again. So days like this is a special occasion, celebrating Greek Independence Day, celebrating the beginning of the Greek Revolution that led to the establishment of the Hellenic state in 1830. But living here in the United States, a country that determines the future and the fate of many nations, and living under a new administration, we have an obligation tomorrow to be on Fifth Avenue with masses and send the message to the new administration that the Greek community is here and alive, sending the message that we are here to preserve the Hellenic spirit for freedom, and we will continue the fight and make sure that Hellas is protected, Hellenism is protected, and Cyprus is liberated. We are fighting for that, and until the day comes, until Cyprus is liberated, it's going to be the most beautiful day here in the United States. Again, ζήτω ο Ελληνισμός, ζήτω η Ελλάδα, ζήτω η Κύπρος, ναι, και ζήτω οι Ηνωμένες Πολιτείες της Αμερικής. Thank you, Your Eminence, Archbishop Elpidophoros, for leading us in this new journey. Thank you, Your Eminence, παλαιόν πατρών, όχι Γερμανός, Χρυσόστομος. We need to keep the tradition going. Δεν κατεβάζουμε τα λάβαρα, τα ανεβάζουμε ψηλά. Θυμόμαστε το παρελθόν. Θυμάμαστε το παρελθόν και συνεχίζουμε τον αγώνα. Γιατί έχουμε πολλούς αγώνες ακόμα μπροστά μας. Να είστε πάντα καλά. Thank you.
Let us bring our benefactors. First of all, I want to say when he was here, our grand benefactor was George Sunis, Ambassador George Sunis. Our platinum benefactors, Lou Gatsos, please come up. Libra Group, George Logothetis, and Red Apple Group, John, you sit down. We'll bring your lovely wife up here. She's better looking to receive the award. And now, all of our benefactors. Paul Kodronis, please come up. Anna Noti, please come up. Michael Silos from Alma Bank. Avra Eστιατόρια, Nick Choulos. The Heian Federation, Kyriaki Kalogeras. The Federation of Hellenic Societies, Dimos Siokis, come up. Federation of Sτερεά Ελλάς, Gian Nikolopoulos and Dimitris Pagliouras. Flagstar Bank, Maria Kalamidas. Galaxy Contractors, Steve Zervoudis. The Green Apple Management, Savas Konstantinidis. The Hellenic Chamber of Commerce, Clay Maitland, or representative. The Hellenic Classical Charter School, please come up. Charles Kapetanakis, please come up. The New Jersey Federation, Dr. Panos Stavrianidis, please come up. The Hellenic Lawyers, John Zervopoulos. Hellenic Medical Society, Nick Katsanos and Costa Katsanos. The Leadership 100, Peter Yerazounis for Korais NMG Engineering. Marangos Painting, Peter Spiros. Marcos Marinakis. Oh, Marcos does so much for our community. Paul Magropoulos, another I happen. John Bletsas of Olympiakos. Korais Society, Yerazounis. The biggest federation that did most of the donations. Christos Vournas, Pan-Arcadian Federation. Mr. Vournas, come on up. Patra Society of Πρόεδρος Panos Soretis. Gas Paxos, Paxos Realty. Steve Tavares, I know that name, Steve, Panza Bank. Stavros Kaviaras, Proton Construction. John and Helen Saras, come on up. I'm very proud of the next three awards because his name is Paul Tung and Chris Tung. These are good friends of the chairman, Yannis Troubakis. They are not Greek, but their spirit and their help is very much appreciated. Chris and Paul Tung, please come up. Aris Kourkoumelis and Tom Kourkoumelis, United Brothers, please come up. For those of you that want to know the benefactors, please read them in back of the program. Θα ήθελα τον Περιφερειάρχη, τον κύριο Μουτζούρη, να έρθει επάνω μαζί με τους benefactors και τον Περιφερειάρχη, τον κύριο Φαρμάκη, να έρθει επάνω με τους benefactors. Now, before we finish, our ambassador from Washington, D.C. Is here, and I wanted to thank her very much, Ekaterina Nasiga, who's done such a great job. Madam Ambassador, can you come up and just give us a short greeting on behalf of all we do in Washington? And I also think the Consul General of Cyprus is here, Mr. Michalis Firilas, if you can come up as well. Ladies and gentlemen, along with the Ambassador to the United Nations, Ambassador Serekis. Well, it's going to finish. It's finishing right now.
Your Eminence, dignitaries from Greece, members of the House of Representatives, dear friends, so we celebrate, and it is an honor and a privilege tonight to celebrate Greek Independence Day, the 25th of March, with the wonderful Greek-American community in the United States, a friend and ally. Well, what we have to say is that Greece remains a pillar of stability in the region, a great friend of the United States of America, and we will continue in the future to remain so, and with the help of the Greek-American community, I understand that we will build an even better friendship and a strategic relationship with the United States of America. Ζήτω η 25η Μαρτίου, ζήτω η Ελληνοαμερικανική φιλία.
Ambassador does such a great job in Washington, and we thank her. And now, ladies and gentlemen, everybody sit down, and I'm going to bring His Eminence, Archbishop of Pidophoros. A round of applause for His Eminence, Archbishop of Pidophoros.
Το ξέρω, είναι πολύ δύσκολο μετά από τόσες ομιλίες να ακούσετε άλλη μία. With your permission, I will skip all the introduction, mentioning the people here, all the dignitaries, His Eminence, and everybody else. Tonight, my dear friends, on the eve of our annual Greek Independence Day parade, we gather in honor of the immortal heroes of 1821. This banquet is an indication of patriotic pride and purpose. Our pride is manifest in every eye, in every heart, and every hand that has come together to ensure that our march up the Fifth Avenue tomorrow is a profound expression worthy of the community of Hellenes and Philhellenes of the greater tri-state area. Our purpose is to enrich the lives of our faithful Greek Orthodox people with this joyous reminder of the legacy and the history of our ethnos, of our genos, and to engage them with a multitude of opportunities of service and the manifestation of what it means to be Greek in our world today. For to be a Greek is more than a matter of blood. It is a matter of heart, of soul, and of mind. As I look around this banquet hall, what I see is a magnificent bridge, a bridge extending from the avenues of New York City to the platias of Athens, the squares of Athens. And upon this most excellent and unshakable bridge, I behold the fullness, the pleroma, as we say, of Hellenism in all its glorious manifestations. Leading on this bridge from across the Atlantic is His Eminence, Metropolitan Chrysostomos of Patras, who is gracing us this year with his venerable presence and who will lead us tomorrow in worship at the Holy Trinity Cathedral. Your Eminence, Sevasmiotate, you are the very incarnation of the spirit of Paleon Patron Germanos III, who infused the revolutionaries of 1821 on the Feast of the Annunciation at Agia Lavra with the spirit of liberty and blessed their courage. You stand on this towering bridge that spans Greece and America, and your blessing upon us all is a great boon for all the faithful. Greece and America, my friends, the world's oldest democracy and the world's greatest democracy. And standing on this bridge are the most honorable representatives of both Greece and the United States. In the persons of the New York State Senate Deputy Minority Leader Michael Genaris, and these United States congressional representatives that already greeted us, Honorable Grace Meng, Honorable Mike Lawler, and Honorable Nicole Maliotakis. In these persons we behold the ideals of American government and a stellar representation of the good people of the Empire State of New York. And with the distinguished Vice President of the Hellenic Republic, the Honorable Georgios Georgandas, and the President of PASOK, the main opposition party of the Greek Parliament, the Honorable Nikos Androulakis, we regard in the highest esteem the government of Greece, the foundation of all Western democracies and the cradle of Western civilization. From both sides of this bridge, stretching mystically between Fifth Avenue and Syntagma Square, we experience the privilege of being the members of the polis, the city which was known in ancient Athens as the Ecclesia, the assembly of those called out to the special purpose of the common good. Our bridge possesses the Ecclesia in both its iterations, the original political and the subsequent ecclesiastical. Tonight is truly a revelation of our Hellenic and Orthodox roots, which roots in 1821 flowered into the fruits of the immortal heroes of 1821. Keeping watch over this bridge are the noble officers and the soldiers of the Evzones, the elite presidential guard of our republic. They stand in silent guardianship of the values and the principles of which one is willing to sacrifice one's very life. We are also deeply grateful to the President of the Greek Republic for the permission to include them in our solemn observances of the Greek Independence Day, as well as to the members of the committee that have ensured their participation in our festivities. Marching on this bridge, shoulder to shoulder, like a mighty phalanx of resolve, of resilience, and the pure genius of the Greek mind and spirit, are personages of immense honor and significance. Our Grand Marshals, General Andrew Pappas, the Commanding General of the United States Armed Forces Command, Evangelos Marinakis, businessman extraordinaire and philanthropist, leading as president the famed Olympiakos Football Club, and a sacred person of His Eminence Metropolitan Chrysostomos of Patras. Together with our honorary marshals, the extraordinary Christoforos Papakaliatis, and the incomparable Pyros Dimas, this bridge is teeming with the talent, the energy, and the ingenuity of the shining Greek-American constellation, led by such entrepreneurial, political, and societal luminaries as our dear friend and the Archdiocesan Vice Chairman, John Katsimatidis, and our grand benefactor, Ambassador George Chounis. This miraculous bridge that connects the diaspora with the motherland, the Patrida, is a product of a group of remarkable patriots and compatriots. Philip Christopher. Philippe, after this, I think you can easily run either for mayor or maybe even the President of the United States, having such a great support from everyone. And of course, the younger generation, John Stumbakis. Yanni, you are really worthy of succeeding Philip Christopher in this beautiful responsibility of the parade committee. I want to thank all the members of this committee. My gratitude to your amazing efforts and preparations that make of our parade up Fifth Avenue the magnificent event that it is every year. And I am sure you all have noticed that this year the level and the quality of this banquet has never been before in the history of our Homogenia. Bravo Philip, bravo Yanni. You have built a bridge. You have built a bridge between nations, between cultures, between languages, and have given to the Hellenes and Philhellenes alike a sacred space, if you will, where we can walk together in an istomati και μια καρδία, as we pray in every divine liturgy. Τελειώνω. And therefore, in closing, let us commit one another to always keep this bridge open to all who would traverse it. It is a two-way spiritual, political, and cultural superhighway that brings us together in marvelous concourses of shared values and goals. As we enjoy all the festivities of the parade, let us take a moment to remember that the liberties of 1821, which we celebrate, are part and parcel of our ethnos, of our genos, which is led by whom? By our mother church, the Ecumenical Patriarchate of Constantinople. My brothers and sisters, I thank you for all you do for the good of our Laos, of our people. I thank you for your presence and your participation. I thank you for your love for our Patrida and of our Orthodoxia. Zito η Ελλάδα!
Guys, get in the middle for a picture. Panago!